Another day, another kit bash, am I right? Alright, you guys, so here's what I'm thinking here with this. So, I actually had someone give this to me in a trade, I don't know, probably a year ago. Super neat little demon head here. And then I've got this AliExpress random kaiju, and as you can see, the face is a little lackluster on this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll lop it off and reattach this little demon face onto it. You know, should make it a lot neat looker. But yeah, it should be a fairly straight and simple exchange. The good thing is this thing has such a large tail, I'll be able to hide some counterweights inside it to balance it out because this head's pretty heavy. But yeah, it should be a pretty easy little operation. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll show you in just a little bit. Alright, time for a little update, y'all. So I have stuck a pill bottle in there to kind of thicken things up. And there's actually, I put hot glue in the back of this thing, so this pill bottle is nice and firm in there, and this will give me a nice strong material to attach the head to. So the head over here, I've built like a little spine for it. There's like a natural hole right here on the head, and I put some paper clips in there, and then I hot glued these two spoon bodies to it to give it a little spine. And we will just end up sticking that down in there all the way. It'll go all the way in. I just can't get it in there with one hand. But then fill the entire thing with hot glue in that pill bottle cavity. And the good thing about that is it'll make it nice and solid and have weight distribution. But the arms and legs still have mobility, and they won't be affected by filling all this with hot glue. I'm also going to put some counterweights inside the tail here to just make it all balanced. And the tail right now basically has meaningless articulation because it doesn't look good, any other direction than how it is connected there. So we're going to go ahead and just fill in that gap with some epoxy putty to get rid of that articulation and just make the tail a statue. Because, like here, hold on just a second. Any other direction looks wrong, so there's really no reason for that to have articulation. So we're going to go ahead and just fill that in, and that'll make the whole thing look a lot more just finished and come off looking better for the final result. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more work on getting that head attached to the body, and I'll show you an update in here a little bit. Alrighty, so here we are at the step before I start adding epoxy sculpt to sculpt out the neck here. But that whole pill bottle in there is hot glued to the top and filled with hot glue itself. So we've got a really nice strong bond here for the epoxy sculpt to attach to. We've also filled the entire tail with hot glue and other junk so that the whole thing is, really balanced now. It's balanced out, completely. And the arms and legs still have articulation because we've got that pill bottle in there that's so there's still like a little air pocket by each arm and leg so that it can still kind of move around like that. We went ahead and fused the tail though because it had meaningless articulation because it looked bad in any other position than its normal position. So I'll be able to go in there and just add a little bit of epoxy sculpt to blend this seam line. And another good thing about that is the end of that pill bottle that goes down here is actually now hot glued to the tail. So we have a continuous like backbone structure all the way from the tail up into the head now. So yeah, all I need to do now is add some epoxy sculpt and sculpt out that neck. and then we'll prime him in black, and then we'll put on his final coat. So really not that much longer to go, but go ahead and hang out while I work a little bit more on that, and I'll see you in just a bit. Alright, y'all, we're at the stage of the process where things are really starting to cook. I really like how the sculpt came out on this guy, that added sculpt I made. I think it blends him really well. You can see, I think once this guy gets painted, you might not realize that this thing was even kit bashed. I think it looks really natural, the different rolls we have on it. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and prime him out in black, and I'll give you an update in just a bit. Alright, you guys, so here he is again. Now he's all been primed in black, and really, you know, it's hard to tell this thing's a kit bash. It looks, you know, like this was really how it was supposed to be. But yeah, super like this guy. I don't know, for some reason he's just so charming to me. Such a charming little thing. But yeah, I'm going to start adding some colors on there. I know he's definitely going to have red probably as his main color, but I haven't decided what all accent colors we're also going to throw on this. So I guess both you and I will just have to see as we go along and see what ends up coming out. Alright, thanks so much. See you in a bit. Alrighty, so this is where we're at with our little guy here. So I did a layer of this red mixed with this copper. That was it mixed together, and we put that all over it. Now, I think I want to do, I don't know, maybe a little bit of blue highlights on the face, maybe a little darker green on the abdomen here. And I haven't quite decided what we're going to do with the, I don't know, I guess dorsal ridges back here. But yeah, that's where we're currently at. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of blue highlights on the face, and I'll give you an update in just... Alright, you guys, so this is where we're currently at. And overall, it's coming over pretty good. I like it a lot. I'm going to add different little polka dots over all the green and over all the blue. As of right now, I think there's a little bit too much contrast between this red and the green and blue. So to countercorrect for that, what I'm going to do is use just a little bit of this purple and do a dry brushing of that purple over all the red, and I think that'll go a long way to make it look more blended and cohesive. But anyways, that's where we are now. I'm going to go ahead and add this dry brushing right now, and I'll give you an update in just a little bit. Alrighty, so I went ahead and I dry brushed that purple over our red color we had before, and I think that really helped making this thing look more cohesive. As you can tell, I've also added all these red dots. Now I'm going to add a bunch of gold dots all over the blue. And then I'm going to go back over and put a black dot inside of every red and gold dot to kind of give just a neat little camo on all that. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll give you an update in just a bit. Alright, you guys, he's all done, all painted up. I can't tell you how long this guy took me to fully paint. These dots took forever. Here, let's take a closer look at it. You can see all the different inner layers on this guy. So the head on that was just from an obscure TV show from 2005 called Alien Racers. And this little alien here was actually on like a little remote control car. And I got the head just as a head in a fodder tray a while back. But yeah, and then the body's just a kaiju body. Yeah. So much time went into this guy. I've probably put more time in on this one than any of the other ones, just with how much, interlocking of paint we had to do on this. But yeah, let me know what you think. He's chilling here with all his friends. But yeah, what do you think of this guy, y'all? Think he looks pretty neat. Thanks for coming along on the journey. Bye for now.